Right.
Africa Show.
Festac 2025, the culture is happening live in Accra, Ghana, but that's not all. Some exciting news I just can't wait to share with you. Picture this, a cross-borders carnival. Yes. From Lagos to Accra. It's going to be so fantastic with a lot of dancing, food, culture, fashion, music, and drum, and intellectual culture. And you just don't want to miss it. Follow me on this cross borders. Peter Armand Boyo. Thank you. Odabo.
Dayu, depending on where I greet you, Nusiemi Betwa Bumbote Banabayi Solele, Molweni Abantwana Abanguni, Mpo Salama Watoto wa Mungu, Dumelang. Yes, this is Africa and Africa is our business. And today, we have none other than the legend himself, Peter Armand Boyo. Welcome to Bantu Education TV.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I am humbled. Thank you.
You are the tree with the apples, and as such we shall throw stones. Mr. Boyo,
Yes.
take us back. When did the whisper of storytelling first stir your bones?
Um, well, I wouldn't say it started. I think it was always embedded with me because I don't remember a particular time where I would say it started formally because as a child, I had a wild imagination. And I remember when I was like 5 or 6, and I used to play with my playmates. Back then, we didn't have all these cell phones and everything. So we had a couch, and I would get my little friends, and we'll hide behind the couch and pop up behind the couch as characters. So way from back then, I already had that imagination, and I didn't know that I was already directing at 6. So it was just something that came naturally to me. So, but formally, I think it was after I went to study cinematography in New York that I would say was formally. But in between that,
And
I did a lot of acting, stage, dance. So entertainment has always been embedded in me. And my mom was a dancer and singer as well as a nurse. My older brother Andy is entertainment. My other brother Charles is a musician. So it's been just in my DNA. That's what I would say.
and you've carried many titles: producer, director. Which feels closest to your soul?
Um, well, I think I would say editing, and a lot of people will be surprised that I said editing. And why I say that is editing just picks that wild imagination you have. You can have a story that's A, B, C, D up to Z. And when you get in the studio to edit, you can change it and start from Z and M. So you don't have to go in chronological order. So your creative juices are just flowing, and you say, oh, let me try it this way. And you find out that the story works from maybe the middle is now your catalyst as opposed to something in the beginning, or the cliffhanger at the end is now your beginning. So that's wild imagination that I have. So I would say editing first, and then I love directing because not just that I like telling people what to do, but I just love the interpretation of filmmaking. And I also like dancing, but the bones now, you know. And then stage was my first real delve into the entertainment industry per se. I remember again when I was like 6 or 7, I was doing a play. I think it was in Grantchester, Cambridge, and I was asked to faint in the play, or like when they go poo poo poo. So I just stayed straight and I just
Mm.
went back, boom, boom, and I hit my head and I kind of passed out for like a few seconds, and then I noticed that they brought me up. But back then, I didn't know I passed out. Everybody was clapping. Oh, that's such good acting, but it was like my method acting. So that was it.
So we all have that film, that particular film that allowed the bulb to light up. Which one was it? Or which moment was that and you were like, yep, this is the path.
Can you say that again because the network went off?
No problem. Which particular film, if any, or moment did the light just light up in your head and you were like, this is the path?
Um. Oh, that's a tall one. I've had many moments like that because I've been in and out of filmmaking. So, like when I was much younger, I was on Children's Time, and I used to always play the king. I don't know why. And so that was like a light up moment for me because I discovered my passion for acting. And then I stopped, I went to school. And then again, when I was in film school, there was a um, story that we were telling, and I was playing a homeless guy, and I had to eat out of the trash bin. And I was like, wow, this is acting because I'm doing stuff that I would not normally do in my life. And then getting back to Nollywood, um, there was this film we did called The Spirit of the Assassin, and I played a killer, and I had to be tied up in a harness and like 15, 20 feet off the ground. That was another defining moment. Okay. I don't know if I'm still connected. It says live. Mhm.
We apologize for that. These systems sometimes they always try to frustrate us. But
Sure.
we continue. In an industry where African narratives are often muted, how do you preserve authenticity in your work?
Okay, I think first of all, um, African stories should be told by Africans or people with the African mindset, because no matter how you interpret a story, if you have not lived it or experienced it, it's still not going to be 100% authentic. I'm not saying that um, like Hollywood when they did Black Panther and all of that, and all those roots and all of that, it's not authentic. But I'm saying you have to live it to be able to feel it and to interpret it. There's just something about that, not spirituality, but there's just something about that connection. There's a way I would say something, being an African or living in Africa, that somebody um, from somewhere else says it and it's just different. It has a different tonation or meaning, but it's the same message. You just have to know it. And I find out that sometimes, um, from my past experiences, when living in America and UK, whatever, the African movies are not being acted by Africans. They're being cast by some known faces who have no inkling of Africa. Even the accent is different. The interpretation is different. The movement, the way, the body language. We Africans, we talk with our hands and we move and we're very dramatic, you know? So, yeah,
You cannot fake what is
you
African.
can't fake
So,
it.
of
No.
all the films you've done, which one would you say carries the deepest ancestral connection for you?
I think there's one called, actually, there are two. One called Spirit of the Jungle, which J. Leo directed, and it dealt with a passage of time. I think it was a span of like 100 years, and it was more into like the spirits and culture and war and all of that coming back to life and the spirit world. And then there's another thing that comes to mind, which we just did, our production, directed by Andy Boyo, called Ishakiri, which deals with our native tribe, the Ishakiri tribe. And the Shakiris are only, they're less than 1 million in the world. And so we're trying to preserve the culture. 80% of us cannot speak the language, which is terrible, but we're trying, the language was done in English and in Shakiri. So we're trying to preserve the culture and bring back that authenticity and learn about it, because I learned a lot just from doing that film. So those two.
And have you ever had to walk off set for ethical or spiritual reasons?
we're,
I
we're,
told
we're,
you I would throw stones.
yeah, we're filmmakers, we're entertainers, we're creatives. So we're temperamental in a good way. So sometimes you see things that are not supposed to be either technical or attitudes or story wise interpretation. There's always stuff like that. And yes, it's good to walk away, but I'm a kind of a confrontational person. I like to deal with something right there. But if I get tired, or like one time I was directing and we're getting ready to shoot and the actors are nowhere to be found, but we're in a village and they're playing around, and I'm like, we're not little kids here. Work is work, play is play. And I just walked off and went and sat down and was sulking. So yes,
Well,
that's the good
you're a,
version.
but for spiritual reasons. So now, would you say like film is the modern day shrine? Like you are an actor, you have so many fans across the world, people who idolize you. Would you say like film is the new shrine?
Um, hmm, Film is the new shrine. It could be because people resonate a lot to what they see on screen, especially now in this modern day Gen whatever ZBAs whatever. People resonate more with the visuals because whatever they see on film, they interpret it to actual, like, be it influencers or um, the ideology or just thinking that this is what they should emulate or this is what is happening in real life. So I think yes, in a way, yes, film is the new shrine.
Well, indeed. I will keep pushing the spiritual questions because I have to know. I have to know. You are the tree with the apples, and as such I will throw stones. How do you incorporate your spirituality and the African language into your work?
Well, I yes, I am a spiritual person, yes, but I think I do everything on instinct and my sixth sense. Like I have to feel it to do it. I'm not one that says I'm going to do this for money. If it doesn't feel right with me, I'm not going to do it. Be it filmmaking, be it friendships, relationships, or even going out. Sometimes I want to go out and I stumble. I'm like, okay, God is stopping me from going somewhere. Let me stay home. Or I want to do a movie, but I'm not feeling it. Or I'm not feeling the character, or I'm not feeling the people. So yes, it's very strong um, ties with me. Yes.
What part of you do people rarely see when you're off camera, when the lights are off and the cameras are not rolling?
Um, Believe it or not, I'm a shy person, but I have been able to overcome that shyness. Um, and I can be, I don't like using the word introvert. I can be more in tune with myself, and people don't see my vulnerability and my naivety. So everyone thinks I just have this because of the way I look. I have earrings, tattoos, and sometimes my hair is blue or blonde or whatever. So they perceive that lifestyle of me. But in retrospect, I'm just kind of a quiet, homely, stay home, watch TV, have a drink and popcorn type of person. So they don't see that. Like for instance, someone was yeah, he's probably watching. He asked me where I was. I said in church, and he's like, "Hallelujah!" I was like, "What do you mean Hallelujah?" I said, "First time." I said, "What do you mean first time?" It's like, "Well, you never said church." I said, "Am I supposed to announce it that I'm in church or something?" But they don't see that side of me because I like to be kind of private. So, and then that I trust a lot. Oh my God, that's my naivety. I The first thing I do is trust you, no matter what. The last person could have done something really bad, and the next person, I just trust them 100%. So
And now,
that's
when
my
things fall
answer.
apart,
Huh?
and when things fall apart, because they always do,
Light
what is
switch.
your go-to strategy?
My what?
When things fall apart, what is your go-to strategy? How do you get
I,
back up?
I call myself a light switch. I just go, blip, and that's it. I've come to um, this part of my life where I just don't tolerate being treated bad or dishonesty or lying. So it's just best to walk away. I don't even want any more drama. Or yes, I'm a confrontational person. I will confront you, but I just walk away and switch off the light, and that's it. There's no point. Life is too short.
Indeed, indeed.
But
So,
I do
speaking of
I do deal with the F up. Yes, trust me.
yeah. So now, speaking of life, if you are to have dinner with one of your ancestors or spirit guides, those that came before you, what would you ask? If they asked you to request something, what would you ask?
Wow, my ancestors. I think I would want to meet my. I'm not sure if it's my great great or my great grand, one of my great great grandfathers, and just sit beside him. I wouldn't really ask. I would more like observe how life was back then, maybe 100 years ago, whenever. Just observe with my knowledge of modern day life. I would just observe how people survived without your phone, your TV, your craziness. what the life was. So I would just ask and say, how do you do it?
The strategist. So, and what stories do you think the world will be telling in the next 5 years? Let's go to the future. We've gone to the back. Let's
The
go to the future.
future, I think we're going to be telling more intercultural stories. I think we're going to be having more authentic stories, and the quality of our filmmaking, our music, our stage production, our entertainment industry, our life, because of the exposure and the fast pace of getting information, dissemination of information. Something happens in New York in 2 minutes, you already know in Nigeria, or something happens in Nigeria in less than 30 seconds, you know in Kenya. So there's that um, interconnectivity that is going to help us, and the intercultural way of life. Because if you look around now, different cultures, different races are coming together. Some are getting married or friends. So we're losing that, um, what do I say, prejudice in a way, but it's still there, but we're losing it. So I think a lot of intercultural filmmaking, and of course, the quality is definitely much better than it was 5 years ago.
The youth in the film industry. Talk to them. What would you tell them? They're watching you.
The youth, first of all, I always say this, there are different reasons why you are in this industry. There's some people they just want fame, there's some people they just want fortune, and there's some people they want exposure, and there's some people that just want storytelling. And it's okay to want different things, but know your reason for doing what you're doing. And know that you have to be thick skinned, because this industry, it's glamorous and pretty, but it also has its tough moments. You can go for 100 auditions and they will never pick you. Doesn't mean you're not good, doesn't mean you're not the best, but you're not the right fit. So you have to be thick skinned to know that it's not you, but you're just not the right fit. Of course, there's other things involved, but you have to know what you're doing and what you're doing it for.
Indeed. And thank you for that one. So, when the lights go dim, how do we remember Peter Armand Boyo?
Ah, someone that's true to himself and doesn't really, it's not that I don't care, but I don't live for validation or what people think. I just do what I feel is right for me, not in a selfish way, but in a selfless way, because you have to be selfish to be selfless. That's number one. And number two, I always want to help the downtrodden or the less privileged. I'm not talking about monetary less privileged. Like if someone doesn't have knowledge, I like to mentor that person. I like to give back. I like to bring people up around me and create this synergy that we all have. So we're all on the same plane. It's kind of hard to do, but that's me.
Indeed, the man, the legend himself. Fast track, let's come to 2025. You're part of something very interesting, a very interesting road trip. Tell us about it.
Okay, now first start, which is happening September 2025, September 21 to September 27, in Accra, Ghana. Now, if for those of you who don't know, FESAC is a festival of arts and culture, the World Black Festival of Arts and Culture. Now, there's a place in Lagos, Nigeria, called FESAC, which was created in 1977 because when FESAC came to Nigeria, it was the largest Pan-African festival. And FESAC 77 is the second edition. The first edition was in Dakar, Senegal. But First Act 77 is the second edition. So Festac is the um, festival and not the place. So what's happened is Ipada and somebody, I was speaking to Pigo, I was the festival director, and there is going to be a cross-border carnival, it's called, which is being organized going from Lagos to Cotonou to Lome to Ghana, a road trip. I think it starts on the 19th to the 20th, and then Festac Festival proper starts on the 21st. So what I'm doing, I'm still going to
And
announce later on about the road trip, but we're planning to be part of that road trip because I don't think it's ever been done. So it's going to be very interesting to see different cultures. I've gone by road from Lagos to Ghana before, and it's interesting to see you going from Lagos and then you go to Cotonou and everything turns to French and there are different dialects. And even the food sellers are selling different types of food and people dress different and the traffic laws are different. And then you going towards Lome, the beach. It's just a change of language, culture, people. Very interesting. Something everyone has to experience. So I'll be announcing the trip very shortly in the next week or two, and I hope people will join us and let's celebrate our culture.
so, when did you first hear of Festac? Like, is it something
Ah,
you grew up in? Naturally, with
yes,
Festac town being in Nigeria.
yes. Um, oh, I've heard of Festac for a long time ago. And my dad had a collection of records and books of Festac and all of that. So, yes, I've always known about Festac. And I always thought about it, but it went on a, what do I call it now? Hiatus for a while, and then it started up again. Was it like 5, 6 years ago? Something like that in Zanzibar, I think Tanzania, something like that. Yeah.
Uh, it's been held in Arusha. We've had
Yes, that was last year.
Zanzibar, and then we had Kisumu in
Last
2004.
year was
Yes, in
Arusha, right?
2024. Yes.
Oh wait, I want to
No,
show you.
last year we were in Kisumu, Kenya. The year before
Yes,
that was Arusha.
yes. I want to show you something real quick.
Please, please, by all means.
Okay. Now this is from my dad's collection. Where is it? Can you see?
So
Can you see?
there you are. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
This is from Festa. Ipitombe. They came
The
to.
Warrior and
Yes.
Tombi featuring Margaret King. Wow, a piece of history there.
Yes. And all the songs. So this is from Festac 77,
Wow.
the record.
Mhm.
Yes.
Wow, 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 wow. Now, I have to say, I'm not usually a jealous man, but we'll have to talk in Ghana. I'll have to call you
Yes.
aside.
Yes. So now I
So
just
now,
happened to see that,
mhm,
but I'm going to look for more stuff and try to find them.
this is a piece of history, and a history that has been dimmed. Now, I know you don't like the politics of it, but what next for Africa?
Say that again. Your line is off.
Okay, what next for Africa?
What next for Africa?
According to the legend, Peter Armand Boyo.
Okay. What's next for Africa? I think Africa needs to um, be self-sufficient and end this colonial mentality in some parts of Africa. And our leaders just need to do right by us. Also, we have to start having our self-love, which is happening now. I'm so happy that we're starting to appreciate ourselves and have this self-love, but it needs to grow more. And the people in the diaspora should please stop bashing Africa all the time. You can't be in the diaspora and be bashing Africa. Come to Africa and make it better for all of us. We're all here. We're surviving, whatever way it is. So you have to, like I said, if you don't feel it, you can't be it. So you have to come to Africa. You don't have to live here. You can come and go, whatever. So this jackpot syndrome can die down. And then we also have to have unity and sustainability and grow as a continent.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. I am a man true to my word. I did promise I'm not going to keep you for any more than 30 minutes. And
Oh,
I do this because you know the attention span of our people has reduced. So now, whisper to us something the world is not ready to hear. A prophecy, a truth, a secret. Only the spirit would reveal to you. I'm putting you on the spot here now.
ooh. Hmm. Let me tap into my
I wasn't going to
spirit
let you off
soul.
easy.
Oh, what comes to mind? It will happen. I don't know what, but it will happen. You heard
The
that, right?
ancestors, I heard that loud and clear. The
It will
ancestors are
happen.
not behind us, they are within us. Die,
Yes.
die. Peter Armand Boyo, we see you.
Thank you. I
Keep
see some
doing
of
what
my
you
people
do.
on the chat. Jane, Peter Dowder, Life Story, Kingsley Amoife. Oh, there's a lot joining us. Thank you. Oh, Kingsley. He's going to be coming too, hopefully.
And we hope to see him. So now, and I have to put you on the spot. Ghanaian jollof or Nigerian jollof?
They will kill me. So I'm not going to say. Well,
Oh,
let me
please,
put it.
kind.
It's a tie because they're made differently. So I'm going to choose Senegalese jollof, the original jollof. But Ghanaian jollof is made with scented rice and has ginger, garlic, cloves, while Nigerian jollof is made more with the pepper, tomato. So they're different, but which do I prefer? Senegalese, table gin. You
The
can't catch me on
legend
that one.
is as wise as he is. Sit on the
Yes,
fence. Because Umuntu, Ngumuntu, Gabantu. I am because we are, because you are.
Ubuntu.
That's
Yes,
Peter Armand Boyo for you. Catch him at Festac happening in Accra, Ghana. Festac
hope to see you there.
2025.
Yes, I can't wait
I
to see
am
you there too.
coming. I am coming
Uh,
with my team and your little friend.
oh, good, 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 good. We'll be there live.
So thank you for engaging us in this legendary dialogue. We have poked, we have prodded, but the universe exists. The currency of the universe is gratitude. So we are eternally grateful as the Bantu Re-Education TV community for taking the time to share your life with us.
Thank you so much. I'm so humbled and happy to join you, and I hope to see you very shortly.
Bayete. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, Festac 2025 happening in Accra, Ghana. Register at www.festacafrica.org. That is www.festacafrica.org. Africa is coming. Are you?
Aquaba, my Ghana family.
Aquaba. And we are out.